Hi, it's NuWave Oven recipes. Today I'm going to be cooking up some burgers using fresh ground beef in the NuWave Primo Grill Oven. So we see how this grill oven does with some fresh ground beef. And we're going to get started with those burgers right now. Alright, so our ingredients for this burger cook are very simple. I've got for my ground beef, I've got this from Costco. Nothing in this video is sponsored, but this is Kirkland Signature Organic Ground Beef. It's 85 lean, 15 fat. I know some of you for burgers may like a different mixture, but that's what I'm going to use here. And this was raised without antibiotics, no added growth hormones, and it's about 1 1/3 pound of beef. So I'm going to try and maybe split this up into maybe 3 burgers. I'm going to season it with this Twisted Q bent burger seasoning. I just grabbed, something that looks good from Walmart. But this one tastes pretty good. I've been using it on some other burgers, and so it works out well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take and open up my ground beef here. Now I'm going to just get it on in there. And I'm going to try and spread it out a bit. I just like to flatten it out some. That's the way I like to do it. Now I'm just going to sprinkle on seasoning. I just like to sprinkle the seasoning over the pressed out beef. Alright, got that well seasoned up. Alright, so now that I've got it all seasoned up, I'm just going to basically mix that meat together. I just like to get that seasoning into the bite. I like to point out with something like this, there's no right or wrong way to make a burger. You just do it the way you prefer. This is just my preference. So you go with the seasonings that you prefer and the methods you prefer for putting together your burgers. You can use, if you just want to use simple salt, pepper, you can do that, or whatever you choose to use is up to you. I'm just going to separate these out. Some people might make theirs into a ball and splat them to make their burgers. It's all up to the individual. I just do mine this way. So just going to pound out 3 burgers here, 3 burger patties. And while I get these patties pounded out, I just wanted to point out that you can, if you'd like, you can poke your thumbs into the center of the meat, kind of like to dimple the meat, and that way you won't have the meat kind of puff up or swell. I didn't do that here, but that's something you can do if you don't want your meat to kind of puff up in the middle so that they puff up kind of like little balls. That's just an option I wanted to throw out there in case you want to do that when you make yours. But I'm going to do mine without doing that step. Alright, got my 3 patties. I'm going to put the meat probe in this one because I'm going to be cooking with the probe to get my temperature the way I want it. And so I'm going to go ahead and get my gloves off and get the dome put on. So sticking the dome on here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook these burgers. I'm going to cook them on this side to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Flip them at 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Lord willing, there'll be sear marks on them by that time. Then cook the other side to 155 Fahrenheit. That's the temperature that I prefer to cook mine to. You cook them to your preference. Again, there is no right or wrong as long as you don't hurt yourself and undercook to the point that you catch something that you don't want to catch. But anyway, up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for the cooking temperature. I'm going to leave the top and bottom at 50% for the heating elements. It's worked out well for other cooks, should work out well for this one as well. Going to hit the probe button. Going to go up to my desired temperature of 155 degrees Fahrenheit, and so from here going to hit start and going to bring you back once this is all ready. Of course I could have let this meat sit longer to let them warm up, but I'm hungry, so I'm not going to sit and wait for this meat to get up to a warmer temp before I start cooking it. I want my burgers now, and I'll bring you back after you watch some time lapse of these burgers cooking. Now as these burgers cook away, you can see them changing from that nice fresh pink to a nicely cooked brown. And you may feel that for burgers this takes a long time to cook, but keep in mind I made these patties pretty thick, so they're going to take a while. Alright, we're over 135. I'm going to hit pause right there, get the lid off. Things have been a bit of steam coming out. I'm getting this meat probe out so when I flip the burger it doesn't mess the burger up or anything. But I'm going to flip these burgers over now. See, we got some sear mark going on there. And I'll mention, I know I could have preheated the grill, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm hungry and I want my burgers now. So I just want to get these balls of beef cooked up. And put my meat probe back into the meat. Get it in here. Get it in there real good. Get my lid back on. I'm going to hit start again to continue my cook. Just start up just a little bit. I'm going to let this continue to cook until I reach my target temperature. Now after the flip, things usually cook up pretty quick on the other side. Alright, we're all done. And turn it off. And get this out of here. I'll try and get my meat probe out gently. Let's see if I can get that out without disturbing my meat too much. Alright, have a look at those. Alright, I'm going to take some cheese. And just put the cheese right there. Just going to put the dome on. Let some of that, whoops, didn't want to turn it back on. I'll just let the existing heat melt that cheese down a little bit for a moment. It should only take a moment to get it melted over. You can see it, I mean it melts pretty quick, so I just put it on there and it's like already melting down because things are so hot in there. So this turned out pretty good, pretty fast, and you can cook up your burgers. You don't even have to preheat your your grill when you use a NuWave Primo. You don't have to preheat. Although I do sometimes, you don't have to, and just cook your burgers up. So my cheese is, as I've been talking here, pretty well melted down. Alright, now I'm just going to get that off. Get that onto my bun, not my bun, because I don't have a bun, on my bread. Alright, now let's get the ketchup and mustard on this burger. Get some ketchup on there. I'll have to clean that off later. Just make sure I shake my mustard up before it makes a mess for me. And there's our mustard. So there we go, our finished burger. Let's put that bread on top of there. Then get the camera moved around and we'll do a taste test. Alright, here's our burger. Let's see if I can bite through this thick burger. It's kind of thick. Let's see. Alright, I know there's a restaurant chain called Hardee's or Carl's Jr. that sells burgers they call thick burgers. I think mine is thicker, and I like mine better. So basically you can knock out some burgers real easy with the NuWave Primo Grill Oven. It does good work, perfect temperature, to your perfect preference, nice and juicy, turned out great. So looking forward to your comments. You can find this and other recipes in written form at superwaveovenrecipes.com. You can always come to this YouTube channel by going to waveovenrecipes.com. Also Twitter and Instagram are Wave Oven Recipes, the podcast anchor.fm/waveovenrecipes. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and good eating.